You guys, the Dance Moms drama is heating up. I feel like every month there is something in regards to Dance Moms that is going on. And of course, there is something new happening right now. All of the moms decided to get together for something. And this is crazy because Christy and Melissa have not been in the same room together in a long while. And during the reunion that aired earlier this year, Christy was calling out Melissa. So we're going to get into some of the drama between them, why this is all just such a big deal. Oh my goodness, I still cannot believe we were talking about this show all these years later and that it is still just such a big deal, but it is, and people are invested. I'm invested, and let's get into everything. Even after the Dance Moms cameras stopped rolling, the drama continued between the girls and the moms. Nearly all the moms and girls have spoken out about what it was like actually filming Dance Moms, and this year some of them participated in the Lifetime reunion for the show, and there was some drama there, which is why it completely shocked people to see the OG moms were all able to get together in one room and do something together recently, specifically for Christy and Melissa to be in the same room. In the early days of Dance Moms, Christy and Melissa were friends. Their daughters, Chloe and Maddie, were top dancers at the Abbey Dance Company, also known as the ALDC, and the competition between them was very clear from the start. Maddie was often given solos and special treatment by Abby, which was the root of a lot of the drama, the favoritism. And more recently, Abby actually did admit that Melissa would pull Maddie out of school to have Maddie get this special treatment. And Christy ended up reacting to this clip on TikTok because she has talked about for years now how unfair things were when it came to Maddie and Abby, and always felt like Melissa was doing this stuff on the side to get her daughter ahead and didn't have any care in the world for how the other girls were being treated.
Dance Moms was just asked why Maddie was her favorite, and Abby said something really interesting, and it makes Melissa look super shady.
When Maddie's mother went to the school, picked her up, brought her to the dance studio where she learned her solo without any cameras there, wink, wink, where she learned part of the group dance without anybody else being there. Her mother took her back to school. She walked in the door. 10 minutes later, turned around and walked out, dismissed, with her little sister. And Mackenzie never knew that Maddie wasn't there all day. And this went on for years.
Abby's favoritism over Maddie on the show was very clear, as she was often given those solos and this special treatment in front of everybody else. This obviously was going to bring drama between the moms, and Christy just became increasingly frustrated with how Abby treated her daughter Chloe in comparison to Maddie, and she often blamed Melissa for not standing up to Abby about this favoritism. And Christy was under the impression that Melissa was willing to do anything to ensure Maddie stayed on top. She frequently accused Melissa of manipulating situations behind the scenes to ensure Maddie's success, such as securing these solos, making deals with Abby, or getting insider information about upcoming competitions. Like, she was saying a lot of stuff on the show, and obviously I just played that clip that she reacted to where Abby did admit that, yeah, Melissa was doing stuff behind the scenes, like pulling Maddie out of school so that Maddie was getting this special treatment. She was ahead of the other girls because she was missing school. Because of all the drama that this started, by season 3, Christy and Melissa argued frequently, and their friendship was basically done. By the end of season 4, the drama had really taken a toll on Christy and her daughter Chloe, and Christy decided that Chloe would no longer participate in the show. And even after their time on Dance Moms, the tension between Christy and Melissa continued. Christy has made several public comments about how she believed Maddie and Melissa were favored, and has taken plenty of jabs at Melissa in many other ways as well. In March, there was an episode of the Back to the Bar podcast, which is the podcast that Christy and Kelly do. They rewatched Dance Moms episodes, and in this episode, Christy threw shade at Melissa by saying that she looked better then on the show than she does now, that she's had a little something done.
I think this is going to sound mean, but I don't mean it meanly. I think Melissa looks really pretty at the reunion here. You know, like, I know you haven't done things like I've had filler and Botox and blah, blah, blah. I think Melissa looks prettier than I do. I think that, I don't know. I just think she looks very pretty here. And I didn't realize like how different she looks now versus then, you know? So I was like, oh, wow, she really looks pretty. And then I kind of see some other things and I'm like, oh, I personally thought she looked
better than
I don't mean that. That sounds
That's
mean.
why I don't get any of that stuff. You never know how it's going to look.
Yeah. So audience question 12. Kelly,
She claimed that it wasn't meant to be shady or mean, but obviously to people, they were taking it that way, especially given their past and the fact that she doesn't really like Melissa, which maybe was why in a recent YouTube video Q&A, Melissa got a question about plastic surgery and if she's had work done. She says no, but that if she did, it would be okay.
This one is a good one. Did you get plastic surgery? First of all, if I wanted to get plastic surgery, it would be my prerogative, because if I wanted to get it, I would get it. But I lost 20 pounds and my face is thinner. I do get Botox. That is not plastic surgery, people. I can't get filler because I'm allergic. And when my lips are bigger, I literally overline my lips. Mackenzie taught me that, and use lip gloss or lipstick. But I do get Botox in my lips too, but I haven't done that for like a year because it stays. But I have not gotten cut. Would you like to see? But people haven't got plastic surgery. And if I did, who cares? Live your life.
Melissa has remained rather quiet about Christy, but definitely does make it known that they're not friends. On her YouTube channel, she does Q&As quite often, and in a recent video, she was asked about the friendships that she keeps from Dance Moms, and she basically named everyone except for Christy.
You still talk to the other moms? Well, yeah. I have a podcast it's been like 3 years since Kelly, Holly, Jill, and I have a podcast together. So we talk all the time on, a text message chat, but also in person when we're together and for our podcast. So yes. And I even talked to Kathy, which is funny. She lives in Canton, Ohio, but we text here and there, but we also Facebook message.
Now, over the years, it hasn't been like they're extreme enemies who absolutely cannot hear about the other type of thing. They've just gone from being friends to people who very clearly have beef and don't like each other. They've had very limited interactions and have a very, very, very distant relationship. I mean, typically, if all of the moms are going to be getting together from Dance Moms, one of them is just not going to be there. And even this year, you guys, everyone was still under the impression that Christy and Melissa were not on good terms, probably never going to be on good terms, because when they released the Dance Moms reunion, they had some of the OG girls and their moms that participated. The people that were not there were Nia, Maddie, Mackenzie, their moms, and Christy. Though it was noted that Christy did want to go, she just couldn't make it work with something that she had planned prior. But she did FaceTime Kelly during the reunion, and what she said did make it into the actual reunion, where she is calling Melissa out. Basically, before the filming of the reunion, Melissa, Maddie, and Mackenzie had a get-together for the OG Dance Mom girls. They all hung out, they took pictures. JoJo and Kalani were not invited, even though they were going to the reunion. And Christy was calling out Melissa for not inviting JoJo and Kalani.
Melissa has been orchestrating and playing everyone as long as I've known her. She saw an opportunity to absolutely throw a fire blanket on any bomb that was going to go off today, and she took it. And anybody who thinks different you're delusional.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
JoJo, you weren't getting invited because you threatened her kids because you're successful.
That means a lot to hear from you, Christy.
There was also this whole other drama where Christy had said previously that Maddie and Mackenzie didn't like to take pictures with the other girls from Dance Moms. This was on a Patreon podcast episode that she told Kelly that she found all the OG girls hanging out right before the reunion and taking pictures really strange, because for years, Maddie and Kenzie have just never wanted to take pictures or be associated with the other girls from Dance Moms. And Kelly speculated that maybe this was their team that wanted them to take these pictures and have this little get together, and it was just a good look for them. But Christy said that she just didn't understand the timing of them wanting to have this get together with everyone right before the reunion was taking place, and it was a reunion that they clearly didn't want to be a part of, and she was just confused by this, which I will say Kenzie did come out to say that she just didn't want to do the reunion. She didn't want to go back there. She didn't want to relive that time. Nia also said the exact same thing, and I do think it's understandable that they would want to see these girls again that they like, and not want to do a whole production surrounding a show that they did not enjoy and have fond memories on. But as for the claims that the girls don't like to take pictures with the other Dance Moms girls, Melissa did shut that down on the podcast that she does with the rest of the moms from Dance Moms that doesn't include Christy.
There was like a rumor going around that my kids wouldn't take pictures with any of the girls from Dance Moms. And Maddie was like, Mom, that is the most ridiculous thing. I'm like, that is made up. You see my kids in pictures with, I mean, they're always taking pictures when they see each other.
I think what happens often when the kids are together, they forget to take pictures. Quite honestly, they just forget.
Talking about other stuff.
Exactly. And so I might say, oh, did you take a picture? Because I haven't seen the kids or I haven't seen, and they're like, oh,
We forgot.
okay, yeah.
I found it. But just to let you know, like that just makes my kids, they're like, my kids are not too good to take pictures with the girls.
I also think that sometimes they don't like to post pictures because of where they're at. Like they don't like people to know where they are.
Right.
You know, like we were Kennywood the other day and Brooke
Yeah.
posted something on her story. Well, as soon as she did, then everybody knew we were there.
I know.
Then everybody coming up to us for pictures. So I don't even think it's that you don't want to get your picture taken. It's just sometimes.
Yeah.
People did find it interesting what Kelly said right at the end there, especially because she was part of the original conversation with Christy on their separate podcast. So all of this drama has been rather recent, like all of this reunion talk and Christy talking about Melissa. It's been recent. Okay, so that's why everyone was absolutely shocked to see that Christy and Melissa were in the same room doing something with the original Dance Moms. Though I will say when the photo was posted, Melissa didn't tag Christy, but in Christy's post, she did tag Melissa. I don't know if that was shade or what, but people in the comments were definitely freaking out over this post. People said, y'all are cute, but the relationships confuse the heck out of me. I love seeing this. Life is too short and these ladies have so much history. The best surprise. Are y'all friends or not? All the moms, wow. Wow, Melissa and Christy, what a shock. So great to see you together again. Everyone was truly wanting to know what was getting them all together and smiling at that. It definitely has to be something work related because there were cameras, but Dance Mom fans are tuned in to whatever this is about to be, wondering if this means Melissa and Christy will be addressing any of their drama face to face instead of all of this just back and forth on social media. I guess we'll just have to wait and see, but as of right now, that's some of the Dance Moms drama that has been talked about following this very shocking reunion. Let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.